Election Day 2016 is finally here. Voters are preparing to choose our next president.
Mid-Missourians will be voting for a number of state, county, and city elections today.
And another discovery on the property of a real estate agent accused of murder and kidnapping. Good morning. It's Tuesday, November 8th, 2016. Thanks so much for waking up with us. I'm Megan Judy.
And I'm Emma Reckenberg.
And I'm Tim Schmidt. If you are headed to those polling places this morning, they open at 6, right?
They do.
They're going to have some rain to deal with this morning. We have scattered showers moving through the state at this time, so have that umbrella handy.
Okay.
Some of the showers come down hard at times too, so you get wet if you're standing outside of those polling places waiting for those to open up. And well, we'll have those rain showers with us through much of the morning too. Here's a look at our live Doppler first alert radar. Those showers continue to be rather heavy at times, especially over parts of western Missouri. Down near Warsaw, you see some of those heavier showers down that way. Those are going to continue at least through the morning hours. Right now our temperatures holding in the middle and upper 50s. We're at 57 in Columbia, 56 in Jefferson City, and 56 also at the lake. Most of the state holding right at the 55 to 57 degree mark all throughout central Missouri. Look for those rain showers to continue through much of the morning. Those scattered showers here or there starting to clear up by noon, and then the afternoon maybe trying to work some sunshine back into the area. Temperatures today are going to climb to near 62.
Election Day is finally here.
Millions of Americans are casting their votes and electing a new president of the United States. Democratic nominee Hillary Clinton has the chance to become the first female elected to the Oval Office as she battles Republican nominee Donald Trump. Both candidates are in New York this morning to vote in their respective hometowns and await the final results. In addition to the presidential race, Missourians will also cast their votes in a number of local contests. Voters across the state will choose between majority party candidates Republican Eric Greitens and Democrat Chris Koster for governor. They'll also pick Democrat Jason Kander or Republican Roy Blunt for U.S. Senator. Ballots will vary across mid-Missouri, including county and city races, as well as local ballot issues. We invite you to stay tuned to KOMU 8 News all day today. We have a whopping 17 reporters on the ground bringing you local and state races that matter to you most. We also have a comprehensive digital team bringing you results online. No other station in town can bring you coverage like we can. Stay tuned to KOMU 8 News all day for Smart Decision 2016 coverage.
Missourians may want to get to the polls early today because it looks like things will be busy. Overall, there's been an increase in voter turnout this year. In mid-Missouri, counties expect an even higher turnout than in 2008 when Barack Obama was first elected. Many believe the increase is the result of lots of media coverage on the election. Cole County expects a voter turnout of 75%.
In 2008, we had a 74% turnout. In 2012, we had a 70% turnout. So we kind of base our turnout on that.
Columbia Public Schools will not be in session today because of voting. Local students are joining a national project to combat voting issues. KOMU 8's Anthony Romano is live on MU's campus to tell us how they're doing it.
I'm in the Microsoft Application Development Lab at the MU School of Journalism, where it's quiet now, but we'll be filling in shortly. It's all part of a national election land project that will deal with voting issues such as long lines, voter fraud, and fraudulent voting. A team of more than 45 students will browse through social media looking for reported issues in 8 different states, including Missouri. If a problem is found, the team will verify if the post is accurate and forward that information along to other local newsrooms. One student involved says it's a different take on election coverage.
Often, when it comes to election coverage, we focus too much on what the candidates are doing throughout the day and what their campaigns are doing. And I think it's important to remember that there are voters out there that do have issues with long lines, that do have issues with voter identification and different things like that.
Well, coming up in a little bit, we'll have a live interview with the professor who's leading this initiative to tell you a little bit more about it. Keep in mind, polls open at 6 a.m. this morning, and in Columbia, all rides on the KOMU Connect bus system will be free for everybody. Reporting live from the MU campus, Anthony Romano, KOMU 8 News.
5 people were given misdemeanor citations for taking Donald Trump campaign signs from private property Monday afternoon. The incident happened on Rock Quarry and Grindstone Parkway. The Columbia Police Department says it's got a call after the Trump-Pence signs were taken from someone's yard. Some words were exchanged, but no one was arrested.
Officials have found a third body on the property of Todd Kolep, the South Carolina real estate agent accused of murder and kidnapping. The coroner will begin testing this morning to discover the gender and age of these latest two victims, as well as how long they've been buried. Authorities found the body yesterday near a second body recovered over the weekend. Kolep has confessed to multiple murders, and investigators suspect he could be connected to as many as 7 homicides. A Massachusetts mall was evacuated last night after a crowd attending a celebrity event became chaotic. Police say the crowd was there for a meet and greet with NBA player Jaylen Brown and rapper named Designer. People became combative by throwing bricks and glass. Police say they used pepper spray to disperse the crowd and then made several arrests. The mall was closed for a couple of hours but later reopened.
Mid-Missouri's only ice rinks problems might be over. We'll tell you about the new measures the Jefferson City Council has passed to prevent flooding in the future. Time is now 4:36. You're taking a live look over Columbia. This is KOMU 8 coverage you can count on.
Live Doppler 8 First Alert weather.
All right, welcome back. It's 4:38 on this Tuesday morning. It's election day. Here's a live look of the Lake of the Ozarks, and it's brought to you by your Heart of Missouri Chevy dealers. Temperatures out across the state as a whole, we're sitting in the middle 50s. Right now, 57 in Columbia. We're at 56 there in Jefferson City, 56 also in Moberly and in Lake Ozark. Here's a look at that live Doppler 8 First Alert radar. Lots of scattered showers out across the state right now. Some of the heaviest rain is actually back off to the west. See out near Warsaw to Sedalia, kind of a little spinning motion of the radar out towards that general direction, even down near the lake area too. Camdenton, Osage Beach, Versailles picking up on some of those heavier showers out that way. Really southern Missouri, south of Interstate 70 is going to pick up on the heavier amounts of rain. As a cold front moves through the state today, it's on its way through right now. It's up near the St. Joseph area at this time. A little area of lower pressure is starting to kick up more of those showers here through the morning hours. Cool air is behind this, though. We're going to return back to near seasonal numbers for temperatures for this time of the year. Take a look at that temperature track this morning, out of the 50s and into the low 60s possibly by the later part of this afternoon as skies continue to dry on up, and maybe even getting a little bit of sunshine by the later part of the day. We'll see on that, and we may get a little bit of that. But it looks like those winds come straight up out of the north as we head into the western part of the state, still in central Missouri. For us here in Columbia, south wind 8 miles per hour. That'll be out of the north about 5 to 10 throughout much of today. Here's a look at our precipcast this morning. 7 o'clock, that shower activity continues with us throughout much of the state, and it will be with us through at least the morning hours. So if you are headed to those polling places this morning, grab that rain gear because you'll get wet outside if you don't have it. Those showers are going to continue even until noon. Some of those are along parts of just right along Interstate 44 down to our south. The lake area still picking up on a little bit of that rain into the lunch hour. I think by 4 o'clock, most of that rain continues to push well to our south as drier and cooler air tries to spill in. Temperatures anywhere from about 62 to 64, depending on where you're at. Tonight, mostly clear, though. Those skies really clear on out, and that clear sky does help us cool off too. Back into the 30s by tomorrow morning. It's going to be a chillier day tomorrow. Here's a look at that forecast today. Yeah, morning chances for rain. 54 will be that temperature out the door with about a 40% chance for those showers still continuing. By noon today, 20. And then we're down to a 10% chance of rain at the 4 o'clock hour. 62 will be your high temperature this afternoon. A look into your 3-day forecast. Lots of sunshine here over the next few days. Cooler, though, too. And by that cool, we're talking more to near seasonal numbers. An average high temperature should be right around 58 degrees. We're going to be right at that tomorrow. Maybe a little bit of patchy frost into Thursday morning, too, as those temperatures drop into the middle 30s outside. Thursday morning is going to be a very cold day. And then for Friday is Veterans Day. We're going to have mostly sunny skies and a lot of sunshine actually well into the weekend. Temperatures will hold for the most part in the upper 50s and low 60s. Even for the weekend, it looks like Saturday for that Mizzou football game, right around 55 degrees in the afternoon. So a chilly tailgate, and then the afternoon looks fairly cool as well. Today, though, is election day. If you are headed out to the polls, as I mentioned, make sure you have a rain jacket or umbrella, at least for the morning, because those showers are going to continue. Yes.
Right, and if those lines are out the door,
you don't want to be getting wet.
That's right. No, totally not. Your hair will get wet, just like mine was this morning.
Thanks, Tim.
Government officials say they're gearing up to protect today's election from a cyber attack. A number of government agencies, including the Department of Homeland Security, FBI, and the CIA, will be on high alert for any possible threat. Officials say hundreds of cyber experts will be working out of top secret facilities to monitor intelligence about the presidential election.
Dakota Access Pipeline protesters are overwhelming the court system. The Morton County Court held a special session yesterday exclusively for 51 protesters arrested last month. Protesters are being assisted by out-of-state attorneys helping them to get through the legal system. Yesterday was only an initial appearance. The next appearance is set for the second week of January.
A St. Louis County school district has shown enough improvement that it might be on a path to drop an unaccredited designation that allows its students to transfer to better performing school systems. School performance reports released Monday show Riverview Gardens earning 74.6% of the points possible. Under the state's accreditation system, districts must earn at least 70% of overall points to be considered for full accreditation.
Mid-Missouri's only ice rink's flooding problems could be over. The Jefferson City Council passed a measure for flood prevention services, presented by Parks and Rec. In early August, the arena experienced its first major flood. 5 weeks later, a second flood hit the arena. Parks and Rec's department asked for about $320,000. The department says it hopes to do more than just sort out the damage costs.
We're just seeking to be whole again, and we're close. We're about 80% back to the way we was before the first flood. It's probably a good another 3 or 4 weeks, I would say, and we should wrap everything up.
Parks and Rec also plans to keep the arena open year-long. In the past, it's closed during the summer months.
The Columbia City Council has motioned to continue plans to renovate the intersection of Waco and Paris roads. Kraft Foods proposed the idea because of its upcoming expansion, and other companies in the area support the addition of traffic lights and updated driveways. The project would cost an estimated $221,000 to complete and then $3,000 yearly. A roundabout was also considered for the intersection, but Public Works determined it would cost nearly $1 million to build.
More than 2 dozen children became sick at a Florida school yesterday. 29 students at Ave Maria Preparatory School had symptoms. 21 students were taken to the hospital. Officials say the children became sick after eating the same lunch from an outside vendor. Students were experiencing nausea, vomiting, and diarrhea. The Florida Department of Health will test the food, but investigators have not identified the vendor who provided the meal.
A North Carolina man was admitted he led more than a $2 million conspiracy to sell steroids over the internet. Aaron Vincent Schweidler pleaded guilty to participating in a conspiracy to manufacture and distribute anabolic steroids and commit money laundering. 3 other people have pleaded guilty. Under a plea, a judge will sentence Schweidler to 4 years without parole.
Facebook is facing a class action lawsuit.
What one news organization says about how the website is discriminatory.
Sentencing for a number of offenses varies by your county. Our Target 8 team takes a look at marijuana offenses. That's after the break.
All right, welcome back. Here's a check of our weather on your 8s this morning. Lots of clouds, scattered showers throughout much of the state, and you'll want to grab that umbrella as you head out the door, especially if you're heading to the polling stations this morning. They open in just a little bit over an hour, and right now, we have quite a bit of rainfall moving into the central part of the state, and it's going to be heaviest over areas south of Interstate 70. Lots of cloud cover to work with. I think that most of the rain is going to stick around for at least the morning. The afternoon appears mainly dry. Those temperatures look cool outside, too. We're in the middle 50s out across the state. Currently 57 in Columbia. Up to the north, though, 47 up in Lincoln. That's on the backside of a cold front that will move through later on today. It's election day, as we mentioned, and a lot of rain still with us, too. As we go throughout the morning, look for those showers to continue until about noon, and then a lot of clouds this afternoon. Temperatures today reach 62.
Facebook is facing a class action lawsuit claiming it allows advertisers to exclude racial groups from their target audience. A news organization, ProPublica, says it was able to use Facebook's advertising tools to exclude certain ethnic groups from viewing one of their ads. Facebook is now accused of violating federal fair housing and civil rights laws. Facebook says its policies prohibit using its multicultural target marketing to discriminate. Tesla will soon start charging. Tesla Motors says all owners of Tesla cars ordered after this January 1st will be charged a fee to charge their electric vehicles at the company's network of charging stations. The fee will apply after about 1,000 miles of free use annually. The charges will not impact current owners. A major U.S. firearms manufacturer wants to change its corporate name. Smith & Wesson wants to become American Outdoor Brands Corporation. The gunmaker says it believes the name will better reflect its products. The actual firearms will still be named after founders Horace Smith and Daniel Wesson. Shareholders are expected to vote on the change soon. Today, 5 states will vote on legalizing recreational marijuana. Missouri is not one of them.
When it comes to marijuana offenses in the Show Me State, there's one statute that drastically changes the sentencing suggested for those selling marijuana. Our Target A team looked into that statute and just what effects it has on sentencing across the state.
Oh, I just asked him straight up, so I'm going to have to serve 12 years in the Department of Corrections. And he told me, his words verbatim, well, yeah, that's exactly what your buddy's got.
In July, a judge sentenced Delmer Thompson to 12 years in prison for selling less than a quarter ounce of marijuana on 4 separate occasions. Offenders doing what he did face a Class B felony and 60% serve probation. He was charged with a Class A felony because of where he was.
They are creating a horrible disparity in the sentencing of people who are charged with an offense in an urban area, even a small town, versus outside of town.
Thompson was within 2,000 feet of a school, a college in his case, something that bumps a Class B felony to a Class A felony in Missouri. The rule traces back to the 1980s and is something the prosecutor in Saline County, where Thompson was charged, sees as problematic.
We had the war against crime, but when those statutes were passed, I think everybody pretty much understood that there had to be a different way to fight illegal narcotics.
But Stouffer said he still uses the law to protect people who can be harmed by drugs.
If you're dealing even marijuana on a college campus, I worry about all the people that drop out of school because they were more interested in pot than they were getting grades.
Thompson isn't even the most susceptible to Missouri's drug laws. We're currently in a school zone, meaning we'd have to go 2,000 feet away to get out of it. We've brought this tape measure to show you just how hard that is for an urban area. In an urban population, almost never are you more than 2,000 feet from a school zone. So while many urban areas are here in a school zone, many very rural areas are here outside of a school zone where what Delmer Thompson did would be a Class B felony. You can see just how many private and public schools there are in Missouri. And in an urban area like St. Louis, what happens when you draw a 2,000-foot circle around each of them. According to an ACLU report, black people are nearly 4 times more likely to be arrested on marijuana charges despite roughly equal usage. They also serve a larger percentage of their sentences than their white counterparts.
I've seen judges and prosecutors compete with each other to see who can be meaner, who can be tougher in the parlance, which means who will be crazy enough to inflict the longer sentence.
They had drugs, like not just marijuana, but drugs, like things that could harm people and things that people could overdose from and die. 6 years, 45%. So I'm like, he got 6, he had pounds of that, and that's it. Oh, I'm cool. I know I'm gonna get probation. I got 12 years.
Interestingly, based on a change to the statute effective January 1st, changing the felony B amount of marijuana from more than 5 to more than 35 grams, Thompson would have faced lesser charges this time next year.
And under the revised statute, the 2,000-foot rule will remain. That means the disparity in sentencing suggestions for those in urban and rural areas will likely continue.
MU students are providing a new kind of election coverage. Find out how they're making a difference.
Time now is 4:54. You're taking a live look over Jefferson City. This is KOMU 8 News. Today, coverage you can count on.